Okay, I'm going to start by signing it lower right hand corner. Everything's all ready to go. Then once I sign it, I will seal it and then varnish it. Now I'm using a little bit more of an older brush that doesn't have a real sharp needle point on it. It's easier to start my lines. I want more of a rounded or a squarish start versus a real sharp point. And this is how I sign my name, just real straight up box letters. Okay, we'll let that dry real good and then we'll seal it with matte gel and then also water down quite a bit, and I'll put a thin layer of that over everything, leave that dry, and then once it dries real good, then I'll put the Gamvar varnish on it, and that'll be it. It'll be ready for the frame. Okay, time to start sealing it up. I'm going to start up here and work my way down, and I want to try and keep my leading edge of the gel wet so I could keep blending it into what I've already had done, and then that way it will dry evenly and not smear. Let's go ahead and start. And I could always give it 2 coats, but this will go on pretty quick. This is going on real thin. And once it dries, it'll even up the sheen. Kind of making subtle metal notes. Just a mental note where I left off right at that. Not spread it as evenly as I can. And I'm trying to put it on as even as possible, as that will reflect how well my varnish turns out. Okay, that's it. We'll let that dry. Nice even coat. Okay, that's it. Our gel sealer coat is dry thoroughly, at least 24 hours, and I am ready to put on the final varnish. I do put it in my own jar just to be able to access it easily with a brush. I already mixed it up. I'm going to start putting it on. This takes some time to dry, so it's not as critical as the gel. But I'm going to put it on nice and thin, and I will work each band that I put on, make sure I got good coverage. And then this will have to dry for 24 hours at least. And I'll double check all the areas to make sure they're well covered. But it does give you some time that if you miss something, you could go back to it and touch it up if you have to. I'm using Gamvar matte finish. I really like this finish the best. I use a floppy brush. I like it just the way it spreads better. I don't want bristle marks, and I don't get it with this. But one thing nice about this is it goes on glossy and then it dries matte, so I could see if I missed anything compared to my matte gel background. And this will protect it, but it can be taken off if you need to take it off and reverse the process. That should be it. I don't see any dry spots at all looking with the light. So it is safe to call this done. And I will put my lid on and give that at least 24 hours to dry. And that painting is ready for the frame. Signed, sealed with a gel coat, then varnished, now framed, all ready to go. The first stop for this bald eagle painting will be at the Heinz History Center as a part of the My America show that will run the entire year of 2026. This is in celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States. It will be there for a minimum of 15 months. It is all a part of the Pittsburgh Society of Illustrators, who will be showing their work at the History Center. Now, this painting is a 48 by 30 on Masterpiece Belgian linen canvas. I really like that canvas. It's very smooth. They call it their portrait series. It has 6 layers of gesso on it. This particular painting, I put it together to put the viewer up with the bird. This is about 35 feet or so off the ground, where these laterals come out of this big sycamore tree that is perfect for nest building, that holds massive amount of weight for the size of the nest they make. Now, what I had to do was actually photograph this particular tree from a bridge. Plenty of bridges in the western Pennsylvania area. Sycamores grow all around them. They grow right up alongside the bridges. I was able to photograph this particular tree from bridge level, and it gave me the eye level that I wanted. I had to put in the horizontal branch to make a nice perch. And then, of course, this particular bald eagle, I photographed it myself, but down at the Assateague National Seashore along the beach. It was standing on a dead pine tree, and I painted it pretty much just like I photographed it because it worked perfectly for this environment. The wind was blowing down there, and it was fluffing up the feathers just like it would here on the riverside, and plenty of the wind blowing on a cold, windy, snowy day. Those pieces all came together to make this finished painting, and the reason for this painting is also the cleanup of the Kiskiminitis River. The Kiskiminitis River was designated the most polluted river in 1971. There was a massive amount of strip mine runoff flowing into the river. Anybody that remembers it back in the early 90s and even before that, it was pretty much an orange bottom river, and I mean orange. That was all from all the sulfur. Very clean water, but very little things could live in it. Now that they cleaned it up and now that they stopped the acid runoff, it could support plenty of fish and wildlife, which flows down into the Allegheny River, where most of these nests are, in the Pittsburgh area. Since clean water is running into the Allegheny, that supports fish, and especially since the rivers, the moving water very seldom freezes through the winter, which allows fish to come to the surface and help support these guys through that time of the year. Now, with all of that in mind, I am very honored to have this particular painting selected for that show. They only picked a certain amount of paintings, and that was it. Until I see you out in the field or back at the studio, thank you very much for watching.